The Aulurani ship appeared in Earth's orbit without warning, but not with any threat. It glided into view like a silver crescent, its surface smooth like calm water. No weapons showed, no shields glowed. It simply arrived, silent and graceful, as if taking a careful breath before speaking. Across Earth, people stopped what they were doing. Children stared at news screens. Soldiers held their positions but did not fire. Scientists fumbled with headsets, trying to understand the readings that made no sense. The ship seemed almost weightless, like it was made of some material lighter than air. Inside the ship, Captain Mara Sorel prepared herself for the moment she had trained for her entire life. She stood tall, her long silver hair tied neatly behind her. Her eyes, large and sky blue like every Aulurani, held a brightness of curiosity that never left her. Today, she felt her heart beating faster, but not from fear, from excitement. This was the first time the Aulurani had ever come to Earth, and Mara was the first to lead the mission. The Aulurani were known across the galaxy as peaceful observers, scientists, diplomats, and explorers. Their gift was their ability to resonate with other minds. Through harmless mental contact, they could understand any intelligent species from the inside, feeling emotions, thoughts, and sensory impressions. The Aulurani called this act trying someone on. To them, it was not personal or invasive. It was simply how they learned. But there was one species they had never been able to resonate with: humans. Human minds were strange to them, loud, bright, sharp, and unpredictable. Every attempt to read a human from afar ended with confusion, headaches, or lost signals. No Aulurani had ever succeeded in forming a direct resonance with a human mind. It was the one mystery they could not solve, and now Mara was here to try again, this time in person. She stood inside the landing chamber, staring at the large window showing Earth's blue surface. Her team of Aulurani scientists, 4 women, all gifted empath researchers, stood behind her, whispering excitedly. "Do you think it will work this time?" said Taylor, the youngest. "Humans are so opaque, like trying to read a closed book." Sierra, the elder of the team, answered softly, "Every species opens when approached with honesty. Humans will be no different." Mara smiled at the conversation. She shared their hope. Humans were fascinating. Unlike other species, they could not be read, yet they displayed an incredible history of adapting, surviving, and building. They had gone from stone tools to starships in just a blink of galactic time. Their technology was rough but clever. Their spirit was chaotic but strong. Mara admired humans for one simple reason. They kept moving forward no matter the obstacle. A soft tone echoed through the chamber. The ship had received Earth's response. "It is time," Mara said. The others followed her as the landing shuttle detached and drifted toward Earth's surface. Clouds brushed against its hull, lights flashed below. When they touched down on the landing field, the ramp opened with a gentle hiss. Waiting for them was a group of human diplomats, soldiers, and scientists. They stood in a line, unsure whether to bow, salute, or simply wave. After a moment of awkward silence, the lead diplomat, a calm man in a gray suit, stepped forward and extended his hand. Mara looked at it with interest. "A greeting gesture," she said softly. "May I return it?" "Yes," the diplomat replied. "We call it a handshake." Mara gently placed her hand in his. The human's skin was warm. She felt the tiny muscle tremors of his nerves firing. She felt the pulse beneath his wrist, steady and strong. She wondered how such a simple touch could hold so many small signals. "It is a pleasure to meet you," she said. "It's an honor," the diplomat replied. "Welcome to Earth." After introductions, the group was escorted into a transparent dome built for neutral communication. Both sides sat around a large circular table. Cameras recorded the moment. People around the world watched. Mara stood and addressed the room with a respectful bow. "We come with peaceful intention," she said in her clear, melodic voice. "We seek to understand your species. We seek to know what makes humans human." The diplomats exchanged cautious looks. The lead diplomat cleared his throat. "We want peaceful relations too, but our governments have one question for you. Why can't your people understand our minds? You say you can read other species, but not humans. Why?" Mara nodded. She knew this question would come. "Our ability," she began, "is based on resonance. It allows us to step into another's senses and thoughts without harm. But humans, your minds are different. They reflect instead of absorb. When we try to sense you, your minds push back, not with force, but with resistance. Like trying to look through a mirror that reflects everything back at us." The room grew quiet. The humans listened more closely. Mara took a breath and continued. "Because of this, we ask for permission to attempt a controlled resonance with a willing human volunteer, in a safe environment, under your supervision." She glanced at the humans around the table, then said the words that made her team tense with anticipation. "Please, human, let me try you on." A murmur passed through the human delegation. Some looked uncertain. Others looked intrigued. One woman in a military uniform raised her eyebrow, but said nothing. The scientist beside her rubbed his chin, deep in thought. Finally, the diplomat asked, "What exactly does 'try you on' mean for a human? Will it hurt? Will it invade privacy?" Mara shook her head. "No pain, no harm, and no access to private memories without mental permission. It is like sharing emotions and senses, not secrets. We only feel what the person chooses to show." A few humans whispered among themselves. After a long pause, a voice rose from the other side of the table. It was a young male scientist, wearing thick glasses and a nervous smile. "I'll volunteer." Everyone turned to look at him. Even Mara looked slightly surprised. The diplomat frowned. "Dr. Hayes, are you sure?" The scientist nodded. "If it helps us understand them, and helps them understand us, then yes, someone has to try." The Ullarani team whispered with excitement. Mara felt her heart lift. Here was the first human brave enough to step into the unknown with her. The next hour was spent preparing a safe room inside the communication dome. Machines were checked. Medical scanners were activated. Chairs were set up facing each other. Dr. Hayes sat in one, wiping his palms nervously against his coat. Mara sat across from him with a calm smile. "Do not worry," she said gently. "If at any moment you feel discomfort, you only need to say so." He nodded. "I trust you." The room grew silent. Observers, both human and Olirani, watched from behind a transparent barrier. A soft light filled the space. Mara lifted her hands, palms open. "May I begin?" she asked. Dr. Hayes exhaled slowly. "Yes." Mara reached out with her ability, her mind extending like a soft ripple. She expected resistance. She expected confusion. She expected the familiar wall that every other human mind had placed before her. But this time, something was different. As Mara touched the edge of Dr. Hayes's thoughts, she felt something she had never sensed before from a human. An invitation. A small opening. A clear signal. A spark of curiosity matching her own. Her breath caught. Slowly, she stepped inside that spark, and the resonance began. The humans watched with wide eyes. The Olirani gasped. Dr. Hayes trembled, but not in fear. Mara's mind filled with sensations that were sharp, bright, and astonishingly alive. This was the first successful human resonance in history, and it was only the beginning. For a moment, no one in the observation chamber breathed. The resonance link between Captain Mara Sorel and Dr. Hayes glowed faintly, like soft silver threads in the air. Alirani scientists pressed their faces close to the glass, shocked. The human diplomats stared with equal amazement. The gentle glow was not dangerous. It was a sign that two minds were beginning to connect. This sight had never happened before. Not with any human. Not in all of galactic history. Mara felt her heart beat faster, an unusual sensation for an Alirani. Their hearts rarely raced, even in stress. But now she felt a rising excitement she could not hide. Inside the link, she reached out carefully, like stepping through a doorway into sunlight. At first, she sensed light, bright flashes of memory, emotion, and thoughts. Humans were loud thinkers. Their minds were full of movement, full of pictures, sounds, plans, and worries. It was not chaotic. It was alive. She felt the warmth of Dr. Hayes's curiosity. She felt his nervousness, his rapid thoughts, his caution. And behind those layers she sensed something deeper, something she had never sensed in any other species. Willpower. A strong, unshakable core of determination. It was like touching a flame that refused to go out. Dr. Hayes gasped softly as Mara's senses mixed with his. He felt a calm presence, a quiet and gentle energy. Her thoughts were smooth, flowing like a river. Her emotions were balanced and steady. He could almost see the world through her eyes, colors softer and sharper at the same time. "This is incredible," he whispered. "It is safe," Mara said through the link, her voice sounding like it was both inside his head and in the room. "If you are comfortable, I may go deeper, only with permission." "You can," he replied. The observers outside watched readings spike on their screens. Human brainwaves showed unusual patterns, stable, strong, but flexible. Alirani scientists exchanged excited whispers. "Her signal is stabilizing! How is this possible? No Alirani mind has ever matched with a human. Their structure is too different." Inside the link, Mara gently pushed further. She expected resistance. Every past attempt with humans had struck a mental shield like polished stone. But Dr. Hayes's mind did not block her. It didn't open fully either. Instead, it reflected her curiosity back at her, like a mirror showing her own thoughts from a new angle. That was when she noticed something extraordinary. Dr. Hayes was trying to sense her back. This was impossible. Resonance was an Alirani ability, exclusive to their species. No other species had ever mirrored their technique. Yet here he was, a simple human scientist, trying to see into her emotions, trying to align with her calm, trying to understand her the same way she understood him. Mara's breath trembled. "Fascinating," she whispered. "You are attempting reverse resonance." "Is that a bad thing?" he asked nervously. "No," she said quickly. "It is remarkable." She felt something shift, like a small click in the link, a joining of two different rhythms. The silver glow brightened for a second. Both sides felt a rush of connection. Outside, Taylor, the youngest Alirani, pressed her palms against the glass. "Impossible," she breathed. "Humans can't do that." Syrah, the elder, stared with wide eyes. "We have underestimated them." Meanwhile, Dr. Hayes felt sensations he could barely describe. He sensed the structure of Mara's thoughts. Flowing patterns, almost musical, calm, but bright. He sensed her excitement like a warm light. He sensed her curiosity like a gentle pull forward. Through her, he felt the Alirani ship orbiting Earth, the hum of its engines, the soft weightlessness of their gravity. He felt her memories of training, her pride in her mission, her dreams of peaceful understanding between species. He felt all of this in soft fragments, like echoes in a large room. "That's amazing," he said. Mara smiled gently. "You are stabilizing the link for both of us. Humans have a remarkable mind. You do not break under pressure. You adapt." As the link deepened, something unexpected occurred. Dr. Hayes felt a wave of human memories surface. Memories of danger, war, hunger, storms, and disasters. Humanity had fought, survived, rebuilt, and grown stronger. Every memory pushed forward the same message: humans endure. Mara staggered slightly as she felt the strength of those emotions. It was not just survival, it was a fierce refusal to surrender. The spirit of humanity burned like a star. Her voice trembled. So this is what it feels like, to be human. But then something else happened. Something far more shocking. The link rippled. Mara felt a sudden push, not from Dr. Hayes's willpower, but from the human mind itself responding to her presence. It was almost like humanity as a whole recognized her, looked back at her, and said, "Who are you?" Mara gasped as a surge of images passed through the link. Mountains, oceans, cities, music, books, laughter, storms, inventions, rockets. Human creativity poured through her senses like a rushing river. It was overwhelming but beautiful. Dr. Hayes felt her surprise. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Yes," she said, breathless. "Your mind, it is vast, endless, full of ideas. It feels like standing in the center of a storm and watching it build a universe." Humans outside the chamber exchanged worried looks. Inside, Mara steadied herself and went deeper once more. Suddenly she felt something cold: fear, loss, sadness, human pain, human mistakes, humanity's darkest memories. But before she could withdraw, Dr. Hayes pushed back, not aggressively, but protectively. He blocked the painful memories with sheer willpower and guided the link toward hope, inspiration, and resilience. Mara stared at him in awe. "You protect even within your mind," she said softly. He swallowed. "Everyone has pain, but we don't have to share that part." Her respect for humans grew even deeper. She sensed kindness, empathy, humor, courage. Qualities that did not need telepathy to understand. Slowly, she stepped back from the deepest layers of his mind, returning the link to a gentle, glowing balance. The silver light dimmed, returning to a soft shimmer. Outside, alarms stopped blinking. The scientists relaxed. The diplomats exhaled. Mara opened her eyes fully and looked at Dr. Hayes. "You have done something extraordinary today," she said. He gave a shaky laugh. "I'm just a researcher." "No," she replied. "You are much more. You helped create the first human Olorani resonance. You opened a door no one thought could open." Dr. Hayes blinked, surprised. The door behind them slid open, and both teams rushed in. Taylor nearly bounced with excitement. "Mara, what did it feel like? What did you sense?" Sierra bowed to Dr. Hayes. "Your mind is impressive. You may have changed the course of our study." Human diplomats approached, amazed. One asked, "So, what does this mean now?" Mara turned to them with a steady expression. "It means humans are not unreadable. Humans are resilient. Humans reflect. Humans shape the link." "Is that good?" another asked. Mara smiled gently. "It is more than good. It means we can learn from each other. It means an alliance is possible." But before the humans could celebrate, Sierra's voice grew serious. "If one human can stabilize a link, what happens when many humans do? Could the resonance grow too strong? Could it become unstable?" Everyone fell silent. The possibility hung in the air. Dr. Hayes looked at Mara. "We'll have to test it carefully. Together." Mara nodded. "Yes, together." At that moment, no one noticed the silver glow slowly fading from the room. No one saw the faint pulse of light deep in the resonance chamber. No one realized the link had awakened something new between the two species. But they would learn soon, because the resonance had only just begun. The world changed after the first human Olorani resonance. News spread across Earth within hours. Some people celebrated the new connection. Others feared that aliens could now read human minds. Governments held emergency meetings. Scientists argued on live broadcasts. Religious leaders made speeches, some hopeful, some worried. But none of them knew the full truth. Only the people inside the resonance chamber understood how powerful the link had been, and only they knew how delicate the next steps would be. For the next 2 days, Earth and the Olorani ship remained connected through negotiations. Mara and Dr. Hayes became the center of attention. Every expert wanted to interview them. Every leader wanted answers. But Mara was firm. "We must test carefully," she told them all. "Humans and Olorani minds are different. We need control, safety, and trust." Dr. Hayes agreed. "We don't know how strong the next link could be. If one human stabilizes the connection, what happens with more people? Or with stress? Or fear?" Both sides understood the risk. So a plan was made, a second resonance test, more advanced, more controlled, more dangerous. A trial to study the mirrored reaction between human and Olorani minds. It was called the Trial of Mirrors, the factions form. Inside the Olorani ship, a new divide grew among the Olorani women researchers. They held long discussions in the soft-lit hallways, speaking in calm but tense voices. The Curiosity Circle. These were the scientists who wanted to learn everything about humans. To them, humanity was the greatest mystery of the galaxy. They believed humans could help the Olorani evolve their resonance ability to new heights. Taylor, the youngest, led their excitement. Humans reflect resonance. They strengthen it. This could help us understand emotions in ways we never could before. The Preservation Circle. These were the cautious ones. They feared the human mind was too unpredictable and could disrupt the Olorani psychic network. Sira, the elder, represented this group. "If the link grows unstable, it may cause psychic harm to both species. We must protect our people. Curiosity cannot outrun caution." The Expansion Circle. These were the explorers who saw humans as potential partners in traveling the galaxy. They believed humans brought energy the Olorani lacked. They adapt under pressure. They survive chaos. They are exactly the type of species we need beside us in dangerous regions of space. Mara listened to all sides. She understood their worries and hopes, but she also felt something deeper, something she could not fully explain. Human minds felt like unfinished puzzles. Unpredictable, yes, but full of potential, like seeds waiting for new soil. Preparing the second resonance. The second test took place in a larger chamber built jointly by humans and Olorani engineers. The walls were lined with stabilizing crystals from the Olorani ship. Human machines measured brain activity, heart rate, and neural stress. The room glowed in soft blue light. This time, 2 humans volunteered, Dr. Hayes and Major Lynn Carter, a disciplined military officer chosen for her steady mind. Major Carter stood straight, her expression calm. "I'm here to help, but if anything seems dangerous, I will pull away immediately." Mara respected her strength. "Your control may help balance the link." Alongside Mara stood Taylor and Sira. The Olorani needed multiple minds, too, to test how resonance worked in groups. 6 chairs formed a circle. Humans and Olorani sat across from each other. Everyone outside watched, breathless. Mara took a slow breath. "Begin connection." The room dimmed. The crystals brightened. A quiet hum filled the air. Mara extended her mind gently toward Dr. Hayes first. The connection formed easily this time, like returning to a familiar doorway. His thoughts were warm, bright, and full of questions. Then she reached for Major Carter. Her mind was different, calm, steady, like a soldier used to pressure. She didn't push back. She didn't panic. She simply opened a controlled space inside her mind. "You may enter," Carter said softly. The link deepened. Taylor added her resonance. Then Sira. 4 Olerani minds connected to 2 human minds. And then something happened. The feedback loop. The light in the room shifted. The crystals hummed louder. Human machines blinked with warning signals. The resonance circle tightened like gravity pulling inward. Within the shared mind space, Mara saw glimpses of humanity again, but now multiplied. She saw Earth as humans saw it. Cities glowing at night. Storms crashing over oceans. Children laughing. People arguing. Scientists building rockets. Artists painting. Soldiers standing guard. Families eating together. It was not one story. It was millions at once. Taylor gasped. Their minds. They are linked even without resonance. Sira's voice shook. This is too much. We must stop. But they couldn't stop. The link had become self-sustaining. Major Carter felt danger rising. Something is pushing back, like pressure. Dr. Hayes clenched his fists. I can hold it. Just help me direct it. Inside the mind space, the humans did something unexpected. They joined their thoughts together. Humans couldn't normally share minds, but the resonance created a bridge. And through instinct, not training, they supported one another. Dr. Hayes stabilized emotional waves. Major Carter blocked panic and fear. Together, they shaped the link like human hands shaping clay. Mara watched in awe. Humans are controlling the resonance, she whispered. Outside the chamber, alarms continued to flash. Diplomats panicked. Scientists argued. But no one dared break in. The chamber was sealed for safety. Inside, Sira felt her balance slipping. I must withdraw. This storm is too strong. Hold on, Mara urged softly. Look. The mind space shifted again. This time it showed not human memories, but Olerani memories, reflected back through human perspective. Taylor saw the quiet beauty of her homeworld's crystal forests, but brighter, more colorful, more emotional through human eyes. Sira felt memories of her youth, discipline, training, responsibility, but now mixed with human empathy, making them richer. Mara saw her dreams of peaceful exploration, mirrored back with human ambition and daring spirit. Humans weren't just receiving memories, they were reframing them. Major Carter whispered, We're not attacking, we're reflecting, helping you understand your own strength. Mara felt her breath catch. Humans weren't mirrors of confusion, they were mirrors of clarity. The link pulsed once more, stronger, brighter, balanced. Taylor cried out, The loop is stabilizing! They're guiding us! Sira stared in disbelief. Humans should not be able to do this. But they can, Mara said softly, because they choose to. The link reaches its peak. For one shining moment, the resonance reached perfect balance. Humans and Olerani shared courage, curiosity, pain, hope, knowledge, strength. No secrets, no fear, only understanding. Inside that moment, Mara realized something important. Humans didn't resist because they were closed. Humans resisted because they protected. They chose what to show, what to shield, and what to share. Their minds were not walls, they were gates, and humans decided who could enter. It was a powerful discovery. The link ends, slowly, gently. The pulse softened. The light faded. The resonance dissolved. Everyone in the chamber opened their eyes. No one was hurt. Everyone was shaken, but alive, aware, changed. Dr. Hayes exhaled deeply. That was unbelievable. Major Carter wiped sweat from her forehead. I've been in battles, but that felt like holding back a storm with bare hands. Taylor pressed her hand against her chest. Humans are incredible. Sira swallowed, her voice soft. I was wrong. Humans are not a danger. The danger was our misunderstanding. Mara stood slowly, her expression serious and bright with hope. We have proof now, she said. Proof that humans and Olorani can resonate. Proof that together we are stronger. Everyone nodded. No one noticed the tiny silver spark still flickering in the air above the circle. The resonance had awakened something neither species understood yet. Something waiting for the chamber had fallen silent after the second resonance test, but the silence did not feel empty. It felt heavy, charged, and waiting, as if the room itself remembered the pulse of light, the shared emotions, the human strength, and the Olorani calm woven together like threads. But one thing no one noticed was the faint silver spark that lingered in the air high above the circle, a leftover piece of the resonance. A tiny echo of the link, a quiet reminder that something powerful had been awakened. Dr. Hayes sensed something strange, even though he could not see the spark. He rubbed his forehead. Did anyone else feel a kind of aftershock? Major Carter stretched her neck. Not painful, just like someone whispered inside my mind and then walked away. Taylor nodded excitedly. Yes, I felt it too. A small echo. Very gentle. Sira frowned. A resonance should not leave echoes after closing. Mara was silent. She was staring at the place where the spark floated, though she could not see it. She simply felt something there, a presence, a possibility. She shook her head lightly. We will study it later. For now, we must talk to both governments. The human and Olorani observers left the room, moving quickly, whispering non-stop. Diplomats rushed to call leaders, scientists argued over the readings, soldiers debated how dangerous or safe the resonance could be. The world outside the dome was buzzing like a giant hive. But inside Mara's mind, everything was calm. She had seen what she needed to see. Humans were ready. Olorani were ready too. They only needed to realize it. The council meets. Later that day, the Olorani High Council appeared on holographic screens in the dome. Their faces were serious and elegant, framed by shimmering light. Each council member had a calm presence, but their eyes were filled with tension. The humans sat on the opposite side of a long table. Generals, scientists, diplomats, and representatives from major nations all watched the Olorani leaders carefully. The head counselor, Elder Valen, spoke first. Captain Mara Sorel, he said, his voice echoing smoothly. We have reviewed the data. The resonance was stronger than expected. There are concerns. A human general leaned forward. Concerns about what, exactly? Valen answered. About the potential instability. If resonance grows uncontrolled, it could affect both species. The Council must consider whether contact between minds is safe at all. Murmurs rose among the humans. Major Carter whispered, They're afraid. Dr. Hayes whispered back, Of course, so are we. Mara stood slowly and faced the council hologram. Elders, she said calmly, I respect your caution, but you must understand something. What happened today was not a danger created by humans. It was a misunderstanding created by us. We assumed humans were unreadable. We assumed their minds were too chaotic. She took a deep breath. But today, we learned the truth. The council waited. Mara's voice grew stronger. Humans do not resist because they are dangerous. They resist because they protect. They choose what to show, and they guide the link with intention. Valen asked, And this makes them safe? No, Mara said. It makes them equal. The humans straightened with pride. Mara continued, her voice gaining confidence. Humans did not lose control during the resonance. They saved it. Major Carter blocked panic. Dr. Hayes stabilized the emotional waves. Humans reflected our memories with clarity. They helped us understand ourselves. Taylor stepped forward. They were partners, not threats. Even Sira, the elder who feared human unpredictability, bowed her head. I was afraid. But now I see their strength. Their minds are powerful because they care. Dr. Hayes blinked. Because we care? Sierra nodded. Yes. You protected us inside the link. You guarded our emotions. You guided us away from chaos. Your empathy is a shield. The council exchanged surprised glances. Valen leaned forward. Captain Mara, what do you propose? Mara lifted her chin, eyes bright with hope. A human-Alirani partnership. Not one species studying the other, but two species learning together. Resonance programs, shared research, cultural exchange, and one day, joint exploration of the galaxy. The humans murmured excitedly. But Valen did not speak for several seconds. He was thinking deeply. Finally, he said, This is a bold proposal. Mara stepped closer to the hologram. Elder, when we first came to Earth, we asked to try the humans, but instead humans showed us something else. They showed us how to stand stronger in our own memories, how to understand our own emotions better. They balanced us. She paused. They completed the resonance. Human diplomats smiled. Dr. Hayes looked stunned. Major Carter stood proudly. The room felt warm with shared understanding. Valen closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them again, they were softer. Very well, he said finally. Show us proof. The public resonance. The council wanted one final demonstration, public and supervised. A direct resonance between Mara and a human volunteer in front of both species. At first, Dr. Hayes stepped forward, but Mara shook her head. This time, she said gently, it must be someone else, a new mind, a new connection. So the council can see that resonance does not depend on one unique person. Many humans hesitated. It was frightening to share a mental link, even if it was safe. Then a young engineer, Lena Torres, raised her hand. I'll do it, she said firmly. I believe in this. The test took place in an open hall with humans on one side and Alirani on the other. Cameras recorded everything. Soldiers stood alert but calm. Scientists monitored readings. Mara and Lena sat facing each other. Are you ready? Mara asked softly. Lena nodded. Let's do it. The link began. A soft shimmer of silver light filled the air between them. Lena's mind opened slowly, like a door creaking wider and wider. She showed pieces of her life, her childhood dreams, her hard work, her love for machines, her hope for peace. Mara felt warmth, honesty, trust. Then something even more amazing happened. Lena sensed the Alirani memories not with fear, but with curiosity. She didn't pull away. She didn't panic. She followed the gentle flow, letting it guide her like a river. The link stabilized beautifully. The silver glow brightened, not dangerously, but peacefully. Outside, machines showed perfect harmony. Taylor whispered, It's flawless. Sierra whispered back, Humans are astonishing. The council hologram watched silently. When the link ended, Lena took a deep breath and wiped a tear from her eye. That was beautiful, she said softly. Mara smiled warmly. Yes, thank you, Dr. Hayes whispered. HFY. Major Carter nodded. Humanity, fully. The alliance is born. After seeing the success, Elder Valen finally spoke. The Alirani High Council approves the alliance, he said. Humans will be our partners, our equals, our friends. Cheers rose from both sides, humans and Alirani alike. Mara turned to her team. This is only the beginning, Dr. Hayes laughed. And what a beginning, Major Carter added. Let's make it count. Taylor hugged Sierra. We did it. Sierra smiled softly. Yes, but the humans did most of it. The council added one more message. Captain Mara Sorrell, Valen said, you have done your people proud. Mara bowed. It was not only me. It was all of us. She looked at the humans. You opened the door. Thank you. Lena smiled. You knocked first. Everyone laughed. For the first time, humans and Alirani stood together. not separated by fear, misunderstanding, or walls, but united by trust and curiosity. The spark high above the chamber slowly faded, as if satisfied. A new age had started,